Hey folks, welcome back to our Dice Tower preview. I'm Mark, and today we're taking a look at Wild Realms. Wild Realms is brought to you by Daywalker Syndicate. It's for 2 to 4 players, ages 12 and up, and games generally run 50 to 70 minutes. The ancient civilizations of humanity are forgotten. Nature has reclaimed the world. Now is the age of animals. The wildlands stand unknown, unsettled. But with the dangerous and untamed also comes beauty and wonder. The stunning vistas of the realms is yours to discover. Search out the 4 realms, the refreshing winds of air, the lush forests of the land, the rushing waves of water, and the burning chasms of fire. Quest with animal allies into these untamed places and establish a new kingdom of animals within the Wild Realms. Wild Realms is an adventure card game featuring animals from around the world. In the game, you will explore the wild, searching for unique animals to join your alliance and help you discover the 4 wild realms: land, water, air, and fire. The first player to collect and lock all 4 realms wins the game. So as you'll see, this game features set collection, hand management, things of that nature as you build out your different realms. Now, each player gets this huge player board, and the cards are also that tarot card size, big, beautiful. The artwork is simply amazing with like 60 unique animals and illustrations, all with their own special abilities and powers and so forth. Really, really well done. I love this artwork so much. Now, this board represents your realm. And as you look at the top, there are the different realms that you have to lock down within your world, so to say. You've got basically the land, the water, fire, and air. And the thing is on the side of the board, they give you a nice reference. You need 5 cards, 5 different classes of animal to lock down a realm. So they give you this handy key along the side to illustrate that. And also within those 5 animals, you have to have a leader, which will have the crown at the top of the card. And it's important to note that each player has their own deck of cards, color-coded to their particular player board, which also happens to be a starting specific realm. So in your deck of cards, you go find that realm and you'll place it at the top of the board to start the game. Also within your deck, you have legendary beasts. Now, based on the player count, will determine how many of these cards get placed in your deck. And when you're ready, you'll be shuffling it up and drawing 5 cards to start the game. These legendary beasts are going to be in the middle of the table. And once you pull one of these cards from your deck, you get to reveal one of those, and we'll take a look at those in a minute. So at the bottom of your play board is where you'll be building alliances. And this is what you'll be going into battle with. But you have to have a leader of the alliance in order to enter into battle. And we'll take a look at the cards here a little closer. But the thing is, you have 3 basically different types of cards. You have the animal cards, you've got the realm cards, which just have a color and matching icon that you'll be placing at the top. And you cannot start to lock down a realm until you have found the realm and placed it. And then finally, you have that legendary beast cards within your deck. Now, the thing here is that on your turn, you're gonna have 5 cards to work with. And the first thing you're doing is, if you have any legendary beasts, you'll play that, discard it. You've got a spot on your board to discard your cards, and you'll pull the legendary beast. Now, the legendary beast will do all kinds of things. There might be immediate effects, but it's all very self-explanatory on the card. And you have a couple choices about which one you want to invoke. So in the case of the sea turtle, all players will have to discard their hand and then draw 3 cards. Or you can discard all alliances, which obviously, if you don't have an alliance, you won't be attacking folks. So this is a very powerful card, and in general, all of these legendary beasts are really, really powerful. It can really change up the flow of the game, absolutely. Then after you determine if any legendary beasts come into play, and you can have multiple happen in this particular first phase of your turn, then you get to play the cards from your hand, and you're going to be adding cards to your board. So either you found a realm card and added it, and then you're playing animal cards. And animals are going to be played on those realms or into the alliance area. Now remember, you only need to collect one of each type of animal to put, not animal, but class of animal, I should say. Again, denoting with the icons on the side, but you can't leave a realm empty. You have to put an animal on that realm. Okay, so let's take a closer look at what these animal cards do for you. So at the top of the card, we have the name and the group that it belongs to. In this case, we have the bush elephant. On the right side, we have its strike value. This is what you're trying to hit when you're attacking. And then you have its class icon, which is kind of this icon that's behind the number. It is one of the matching ones on your board as well. And then if it has a crown, that means it's a leader. And then of course you have the nice artwork of the animal. Again, I can't stress enough how much I love this artwork. And then down in the middle of the card, kind of towards the bottom, I guess, is its attack ability. Basically, there's two phases here, or two types. You have how many dice you roll and how many times you roll them, and then any other special ability that it calls for in that attack. And then at the very bottom of the card is its realm icon. So you have to keep all those things in mind as you're building your sets and putting cards in the alliances and so forth. So after you've played all your cards, then you're going to be moving to the attack phase. Remembering, of course, that you can only attack if you have a leader in your alliance row. Now, obviously, you're going after the other player's realms to stop them from locking them. Now, your card, the animal that you're attacking with, is key because you look at the realm that that animal is from, and that's the only realm it can attack. But you roll the dice that it calls for on the card, also taking into account any special ability it has in its attack as well. So you roll those dice and you're looking to match the exact strike value of animals in that realm. And you pick the animal. If you match multiple animals, then you can pick which one that the player has to discard. Now, regardless if you succeed or fail, the card you attacked with gets discarded. But if you did win this battle, so to say, that player obviously also has to discard their card. So there is some nice balancing here for sure. And it is a nice way if you do fail, it's as if the animal defended you successfully. And then you can also attack a player's alliance row. The attacks work very much the same way, but you can only attack with your leader. So that definitely narrows the options, but you can go after any of the other players' alliance cards and so forth. And then finally, you have a really interesting one, and this is something you will probably want to use sparingly because you can attack other players' locked realms as long as you have a locked realm as well. Now, why would you do this? Well, the thing is, you could get behind, and this could be a way to sway the power, so to say. So it is a duel though. You're gonna take those locked realms, you separate the realm from the main deck, and you just are going to do a duel, basically. You're rolling off. And for every dice roll that you do, the player with the lowest value loses and the card flips. And the first player to run out of cards loses, and the victor will gain that locked realm. So it's a really interesting aspect, but it is a huge push your luck, obviously, but it might be your only way of gaining some ground in the game. And then finally, the last part of your turn is the wrap up. And what's cool here is that then you can travel. All your animals can travel, I should say, and they can move from the alliance to the realm, realm to the alliance, and there's no limit to how much you can move animals around. The only limit is the fact that you can only have one of each class type in the realms. So you position those however you need to. And if you have any cards still in your hand, you can choose to discard these and you're like, oh, I'm not gonna be using these, I don't think. So then you draw back up to your main 5 cards, and that's the end of your turn basically. So you continue this way round after round until one person has locked all 4 realms and has won the game. Alright folks, just a reminder once again, this has been a Dice Tower paid preview, and everything you've seen here has been in prototype form, so keep a close eye on the campaign for any changes that still may occur. Now, with that said, this game has a ton of push and pull, back and forth, tug of war, as you race to finish your realms or lock them down before your fellow players do. Now, the really interesting thing throughout the course of the game is the fact that you can constantly be shuffling your cards around, utilizing the best you can to be attacking and creating your sets and so forth. Lots of interesting choices there for sure. And again, I absolutely love this artwork. And I really like the fact that they went with the large size tarot cards. And these oversized player boards, really, really nice. Now, obviously, these big, giant, legendary beasts can really change up the gameplay. So you need to be mindful of those and utilize them throughout the course of the game, absolutely. But folks, ultimately, if this looks like something of interest to you, I'm sure they'd appreciate your support. So I think that's it for me, and until next time, we'll see you at the table.